Over 40 years ago, something crashed in the sleepy town of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. But whatever it wasn't out of control. According to witnesses, it had to be piloted by someone. On December 9th, 1965, around 4:45 p.m., something is moving in the sky. It's a glowing fireball. But many think that this can't be a meteor because it's moving too slowly. Whatever it is, the object loses control and crashes. What immediately transpires bears eerie similarities to what has just happened in Needles. Is it just a coincidence? Or are these two crashes mirror images of each other 43 years apart? Pat meets with one witness, Bill Buellbush, who saw the object fly over and crash in Westmoreland County.
Bill, tell me what happened.
Heard this sizzling noise, and then I seen this red fireball coming. Come over like just like this, and I watched it. And it went up towards the mountain. It made the turn and come back, a perfect turn, and come down. It just seemed like it was come over like just like this. It made the turn, and I watched it. And it went up towards the mountain. It made the turn, come over like just like this. It made the turn, and I watched it. And it went up towards the mountain. It made the turn and come back, a perfect turn, and come down. It just seemed like it was trying to find a place to land.
Would you say this thing was under intelligent control then?
It had to be.
Buellbush says that he got in his Corvair and drove to what he believed was a downed aircraft.
So I grabbed my flashlight and went down through the woods. And I could see it down there. I figured, well, how can they come out? There ain't no windows and there ain't no rivets and no nothing on it, you know.
So you got a close look at this thing?
Oh, I was only about 8 feet away from it.
Was it smoking? Was there anything?
It smelled like sulfur. It smelled like rotten eggs.
Bill Buellbush really helps us eliminate some of the more prosaic explanations of what this could have been. A meteor, or maybe a crashed airplane or capsule. He saw this fireball coming down in the sky and turning. He specifically said that this had to be under intelligent control.
Soon after, emergency personnel reached the crash site. And volunteer fireman Jim Romansky is one of them. He is also surprised by what he sees.
I was shocked because I was preparing for a smashed up airplane. And here was this humongous piece of metal buried into this drainage ditch.
Could you describe exactly how it was buried?
We're talking nighttime, first of all. We're talking piles of brush around this thing because it come flying down through the trees.
Romansky says the UFO was acorn-shaped and had a ring of strange markings that encircled the entire object. This description is rare, unlike other reported UFO shapes, such as triangles and discs. And there's more. Strange hieroglyphics are reminiscent of another case. The Bentwaters UFO that was reported to have landed near a British military base in 1980 displayed similar markings to those the Kecksburg witnesses describe.
Have you ever seen anything like this ever in your life?
No, absolutely not. My impression after I looked at this thing, I stood there and I thought about it and I walked around looking at it. This thing ain't from here.
You heard the bolt snap on the rifle, and I stopped in my tracks, and Ron stopped, and we talked to him for a second. He told us to get out, get back to where we came from.
He looked at me and pointed his finger at me. He said, "Nobody goes down in there with us."
If you would have walked in front of it, they would never stop for you.
It smelled like sulfur. It smelled like rotten eggs.